Welcome to Unit 2, Lesson 4, Combining Polynomials. So, again, combining like terms. Let's remember our rules. Read this carefully if you don't remember. Naming polynomials. I went over this in the last video. A constant term is a number with no exponent, because any exponent to the 0 power is 1. A linear is just x, quadratic, x squared, cubic, x cubed, quartic, x to the 4th, quintic, x to the 5th. The degree is the highest polynomial's exponent. So if you have a bunch of terms, whatever the largest exponent, that's the degree. And then terms, monomial, one term, 1, x squared, 2 terms, x plus 3, x squared plus 4x, anything like that. Trinomial, 3 terms, x squared minus x minus 1. Evaluate a polynomial. Remember, when you substitute, please use parentheses so you keep your sign straight. Adding and subtracting polynomials. Again, make sure you put like terms with like terms. So x squared and x squared go together. Negative x and 2x go together. Remember, the sign in front of the term goes with the term. Positive 5 and negative 10 are our constants. So we're adding trinomials to each other. And this is why they grouped them together. The blacks, the reds, and the blues. And the sign in front of the term goes with the term. Okay, let's do arithmetic with polynomials. What do you notice? What do you wonder? All right, so now in this problem, we have all 4 operations done. What do you notice or wonder is it's the same numbers. And in math, we call it an operation. Add, subtract, multiply, divide. It's called an operation. And there are only 4 things we do in math. We add, we subtract, we multiply, and divide. The answers are different. Answers are different. And we get 1 decimal. And it repeats, which is important to know. Okay, so that's combining polynomials. Okay, when we come across theoretical problems like this, I want you to put numbers in there to see if you get. So if you add 2 even numbers, you always get an even. So 8 plus 8, I don't know, 4 plus 4, 6 plus 2. So yes, you always get an even number. If you add 2 evens, you get an even. If you subtract an even number from another even, you always get an even number. So 8 minus 8, 4 minus 4. Well, let's say 4 minus 2, because 0. The thing about 0 is not positive, is not negative, is at the halfway point between all integers. So 16 minus 6, yes, you always get an even number. If you add 2 numbers, you always get an odd number. 7 plus 7 is 14. 3 plus 3 is 6. I don't know, 3 plus 7, 5 plus 9. That's 10 and 14. So no, that's not true. If you subtract an odd number from another odd number, you always get an odd number. So 21 minus 7 is 14. 19 minus 7 is 12. Nope, that doesn't look like that is true. If you multiply 2 even numbers, you get an even numbers. That is true. where we at? 6. If you multiply two odd numbers, you get an odd number. All right, let's try it. 5 times 5, 3 times 7, 9 times 1. Yeah, we always get an odd number, so that's true. If you multiply two integers, you'll always get an integer. That's true. An integer is signs with numbers in front of them. So you get negative anything all the way to positive anything. So integers are whole numbers with signs in front of them. If you add two integers, you always get an integer. That's true. If you subtract an integer from another, you get an integer. True, because integers have a wide range of numbers. Okay, so are you ready for more? Let's look at this one. I didn't go over this in class, but let's look at it. If you add two rational numbers, you get irrational numbers. That's true. If you multiply two rationals, that's true. And then if you divide two rationals, you get a rational. That's true as well. Rational numbers are a specific type of numbers that I will put a poster up for. But yes, that is true. Moving on to the next activity here. If you add or subtract two polynomials, will you always get a polynomial? By the definition of a polynomial, yes. Because if you subtract two numbers and get an answer of 0, two polynomials, you get 0. 0 technically is still a polynomial. So anything you get, yes, is a polynomial. All right. Multiplying, yes. You can pick some polynomials, just make something up. You're going to have to try something for that one. Okay, please take the time to read through the lesson summary. This will help you out greatly. And we're going to move on. And I hope to see you in class. Thanks for watching this video.